Sunday Night Extra with David Elliott.
Hi, thanks for joining me. In the nation's capital, a battle over repealing and replacing Obamacare, debate over a Supreme Court nominee, and concern regarding Russian interference in our elections. I talked to U.S. Senator Roger Wicker about news from Washington. Senator Roger Wicker, thanks so much for joining us. Let's start with the effort to repeal and replace Obamacare. It was pulled from the floor by Speaker Ryan because it didn't appear as if there were enough votes and it would have failed. Republicans had about 7 years to work on this. What went wrong?
Well, let me tell you, first of all, I stand with President Trump on his effort to repeal Obamacare. It's not working, and we need to replace it with something that brings down rates and works better for the American people. So that's the first thing I want to say. You know, this really is the president's proposal. I mean, he worked with House members. We were ready to kick in on our side in the Senate if it passed the House. I hope we'll go back. I think the president is asking House members to reconsider this vote. And to me, the way to score a touchdown is to move the ball down the field, make a couple of first downs, send that bill on to the Senate, and see what we can do. We might end up in a conference. But with this program that we now have in place, it is not working for American citizens, for American families, and we can do better.
What is your take on this schism, that's our word for the day, schism, between the Freedom Caucus and the more traditional moderate Republicans, and I think you're in that camp. How real is that, and how disruptive could that be to the GOP's ground game, since you used a football analogy?
Well, you know, the vast majority of Republicans are very conservative. Now, there's a group who would say that they're more conservative, but actually I'm all for having some accomplishments. And, pardon me, the conservative approach would be to repeal Obamacare.
Let's shift gears. Supreme Court nominee Neil Gorsuch. I'll make my liberal friends upset. I do have some liberal friends. By saying this man seems beyond reproach to me. Mitch McConnell wants a vote very soon, Senate Majority Leader, but Chuck Schumer and the others are promising a filibuster. What do you think about this?
Well, there has never been a partisan filibuster that stopped a Supreme Court nominee in the 230-year history of our country. That's a partisan filibuster has never been able to dislodge a Supreme Court nominee. I don't think it will happen this time. We'll either get the votes to invoke cloture and move to a final vote by Friday of next week, or we'll have to change the rules and make it a simple majority. But this is a mainstream judge. He's gotten endorsements, the highest endorsements from the Bar Association. Even people who disagree with him philosophically from the Obama administration admit that he's the best qualified choice that President Trump could possibly have made.
One last question. The extent to which Russia meddled in our elections is still the big story with the elite media, with Washington in general. How is this thing going to play out? Is this story ever going to go away? And do you believe firmly that some investigation has to be done?
I think the Senate investigation is getting off on the right foot. With the Republican chairman, the Democratic vice chairman, I think they're going to be grown-ups about this, and I think we'll get to the bottom. Russia under Vladimir Putin is not a friend of the United States. They meddle in our affairs. They meddle they're meddling right now in the French election, and they need to stop it, and we need to call them on that. So to the extent that both houses need to investigate this, I support the investigation, and I think it will reveal what I just said. Russia is up to no good. I wish the Russian people the best. I wish they had better leadership. But under Vladimir Putin, they're our adversary.
I encourage you to comment on our stories on our website. Of course, that includes